The story of the Bell Witch is deeply ingrained in American folklore, particularly in the South, and is often cited as one of the most thoroughly documented cases of poltergeist activity in history. It took place in Adams, Tennessee, in the early 19th century, specifically between 1817 and 1821, primarily affecting the family of John Bell Sr. The Unsettling Beginnings, 1817. The strange occurrences began subtly. John Bell, a prosperous farmer and respected member of the community, first noticed an unusual animal-like creature in his cornfield. It was described as having the body of a dog, but with the head of a rabbit, or sometimes a large bird. Bell reportedly shot at it, but the creature simply vanished. This was merely the prelude to something far more sinister. Soon after, the Bell family began experiencing a series of increasingly disturbing phenomena within their home. Initially, these were soft, inexplicable noises, knocking sounds on the doors and walls, scratching noises as if a rat was dragging its claws across the floor, and gnawing sounds. At first, the family attributed these to ordinary pests, but the sounds grew louder and more persistent, escalating into slaps on the children's faces, tugging at their bedclothes, and objects being moved or thrown. The entity's escalation and identification. As the poltergeist activity intensified, it began to focus its attacks particularly on Betsy Bell, John Bell's youngest daughter. She was frequently slapped, pinched, and had her hair pulled by an unseen force, often leaving red welts on her skin. The entity also began to vocalize. At first, the voices were faint whispers, described as a mumbling old woman, but they quickly grew stronger and clearer. The voice identified itself as a spirit, referring to itself by various names like Kate, Old Kate, or the Bell Witch. It claimed to be the spirit of a disgruntled neighbor, though this was never definitively proven. What made the Bell Witch unique was its ability to engage in conversations, quote scripture, sing hymns, and even mimic the voices of family members or visitors. It displayed an uncanny knowledge of local gossip, past events, and private thoughts, often exposing secrets or predicting future occurrences. The family, initially hesitant to share their terrifying experiences, eventually sought help from neighbors and friends. Witnessing the phenomenon firsthand, many corroborated the Bell family's claims, confirming the supernatural nature of the events. People from far and wide began to visit the Bell home, drawn by the incredible stories. The witch's vicious attacks and John Bell Sr.'s decline. The entity's focus intensified on John Bell Sr. The witch openly declared its hatred for him and vowed to kill him. It tormented him relentlessly, causing physical pain, muscle spasms, and facial twitching. He experienced choking sensations and was often unable to speak or swallow. His health rapidly deteriorated under the constant psychological and physical assault. The Bell Witch was not just mischievous, it was malevolent and strategic. It interfered with daily chores, caused food to spoil, and even made religious services in the home impossible by shouting blasphemies or disrupting prayers. Andrew Jackson's encounter. One of the most famous anecdotes associated with the Bell Witch involves Andrew Jackson, who would later become the 7th President of the United States. Jackson, a general at the time, heard the extraordinary tales and decided to investigate with a company of men. According to legend, as they approached the Bell farm, their wagon wheels inexplicably stopped turning, despite the horses pulling vigorously. When a member of his company, known for his skepticism, openly challenged the witch. He was reportedly struck multiple times by an invisible force, forcing Jackson's party to retreat. Jackson himself allegedly declared, "I would rather fight the British than fight the Bell Witch." The death of John Bell Sr., 1820. The Bell Witch's threats against John Bell culminated in his death on December 20th, 1820. He was found in a comatose state, and a strange liquid was discovered next to his bed. When a doctor tried to administer medicine, the witch's voice reportedly declared that it had given John a dose of that stuff, and dared anyone to try to revive him. The liquid was later tested on a cat, which died instantly. While officially attributed to natural causes, the Bell family and many in the community believed the witch had poisoned him. This event solidified the legend of the Bell Witch as a truly dangerous and deadly entity. The Lingering Presence and Farewell, 1821. After John Bell's death, the haunting continued for a period, but gradually lessened in intensity. The Bell Witch reportedly made a farewell declaration to the family, promising to return in 7 years. It is said to have reappeared in 1828 to John Bell, Jr., having conversations with him about the past and future, before disappearing again. Some accounts suggest it promised to return in 107 years, though there is no widespread documented return. Legacy and explanations. The Bell Witch story has spawned numerous books, documentaries, and films, cementing its place in American horror lore. While skeptics offer various explanations, from psychological factors, hallucinations, and mass hysteria, to outright hoaxes orchestrated by family members or neighbors, the sheer volume of consistent eyewitness accounts from multiple independent sources makes it a compelling case. Local historians and paranormal investigators continue to be fascinated by the Bell Witch. The legend endures, reminding us of the enduring mystery of the unknown and the chilling possibility of malevolent forces beyond our comprehension. The Bell Witch case remains a chilling testament to the power of a real horror story that transcended mere campfire tales and entered the annals of documented paranormal phenomena.